Hunters, 20%. No droids, no bounty hunters, no Raylos, no Ray Nobodies. None of those people of any kind. We are here for Star Wars and to talk about the news. I think this is big news. Lynne Hale, like was reported by the Hollywood Reporter last night, is retiring after 35 years of doing PR for Lucasfilm. The last 12 years of her tenure there have not been very good, as we've all known, as we all see. I gotta check and see what the dog is doing. Okay. Okay. All right, he just got done eating. Hey, Space Monk. So, what I think is happening is there's one of two things. Either they're preparing for Kennedy to leave, or it's basically a way for them to for her to be isolated. Okay. Again, Lynne Hale has been at Lucasfilm for, hey, Parrot Head, for decades. Okay. She is a person who worked with George Lucas. She has been there since, I think, 1985. So that's what I think is going on. Again, there are conflicting rumors. The one person who said, no, she's staying, even though he said recently that's been very difficult to get news out of Lucasfilm. But he's also been correct on everything so far. That Kennedy's staying, but in what capacity? I mean, we do have people who don't understand what the word placeholder or basically Kennedy won't be able to touch anything. She'll be less involved than Elizabeth II is in England. Okay, so that's what we got. If that's the case, okay, fine. Howdy, Jeremy, but she might be gone too. I mean, I don't know. What I think again might happen is that she will probably get a short extension to finish Indy 5, which has been cursed. And there is news on that too. James Mangold came out and said a lot about that rumor about Phoebe Waller-Bridge, which should put everybody's minds to ease, even though the usual fanboy rage porn addicts won't believe him, whatever. So we got that. Now, the Gina Carano thing. This was from Epic Stream, the website. But they were quoting Mike Zero. So think of a grain of salt, and then think of it the size of the city of Buffalo, New York. That's what you got to take with this. But I'm going to do an add-on to that, okay, so you understand why I'm actually reporting it, because I would never ever report. Hey, John 42. We got Space Monk, we got Jeremy, we got Parrot Head. Cool. I would never report anything that Mike Zero has out there as legitimate. Okay, just so you guys know. Basically, Gina Carano is coming back to Star Wars. Okay. But here's the caveat. The same person who has been giving me good information about Kennedy also said the same thing. Okay? And it almost, when I think about it, it makes sense. Now, I'm going to tell you this. A lot of fanboy rage porn addicts won't like this at all. You're going to, well, she's happy, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Is it smart for her to say, I mean, this is the thing I find fascinating, is how stupid some people are. You don't burn bridges with people like Jon Favreau. He is the future of Hollywood. okay? You're looking at the next generation of big dogs, okay? You don't do that. You don't burn bridges with Dave Filoni. They come and ask you to come back. You at least politely, professionally entertain the idea, okay? You don't burn bridges. The way some of the fanboy rage porn addicts act is that it was their fault she got that all that stuff happened to her. And it wasn't. Okay, it wasn't. They had nothing to do with it. So when you've got, them, you've got her, which I thought was very unprofessional of her, when she posted that tweet saying, keep begging. If you're doing that to Filoni and Favreau, I hope your career crashes and burns, okay? Because you are too stupid to be allowed any professional leeway at all. You don't do that. That was unprofessional of her to do that, depending on who she was aiming at. If she was aiming at her own old management team, all right, fine. Because they were the ones that actually cut her out. They were the ones that actually, fired her. Disney really didn't. Kennedy just put it out there that they weren't signing her back. Now, I am going to say this. This is a possibility that Kennedy put that out there and they were already negotiating to get her back. Okay, because they want the entire cast back. It's not that difficult to think about, and it's not that difficult to put two and two together here, okay? It's just, so is she coming back? Well, like I said, if they asked her to come back and gave her a decent raise and made it so the people that caused her all the trouble are gone, she better come back, okay? If it embarrasses Kennedy shouldn't have done what she did. She should have told her minions to start acting like grown-ups and adults and be professionals, okay? That everybody in the United States has a right to their own opinion and to voice that opinion. And why does that matter to them? Okay, Kennedy didn't. Kennedy's mistake. Okay. And that's the thing. Do I think that she's coming back? Yeah, I do. In some capacity, someday, some way, you will see Cara Dune back. I don't know when or how, but she will be back. Just a second. Kojak? Where are you? Coach? What are you doing? Oh, you're getting into stuff, huh? You got into something. I don't know what. I don't even want to know what. Anyway, it's very, so we don't know what's going on. But I have to say that that rumor showing up on Epic Stream, even if it's through Mike Zero, and like my source said, it broke clock can be right twice a day. And Zero is usually always wrong, but there's occasionally times when he's not. Not very often. It's very rare. 1% of the time. But we gotta acknowledge that this rumor's out there because I have the rumor from other people. Okay, better sources. Now, James Mangold. Somebody asked him about the Phoebe Waller-Bridge thing replacing Harrison Ford, and they asked a question in two parts. He said no and no, and stop believing clickbait. That's all I need. Okay, I've told you guys time and time again that wasn't true, and I know that a lot of people won't believe him, but he is the director of the movie, and he wrote the script. So Kojak. Do you hear him? He's coming. Click, click, click on the floor. So there you go. Okay, that's just what he said, and I'm very I'm done with the rage porn at, Harrison Ford being too old. There, that is the shitty. People are shitty. Okay, they're shitty. We all know that. Harrison Ford being too old. Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Blah blah blah. You know, it wouldn't surprise me that that was Kennedy's idea when she first hired her. Like I said before, Kennedy, it took him a long time to get this movie out there. It should have been made. They had scripts floating around for this movie in 2017. Okay, and before that, this movie should have been made 5 years ago. We should be talking about it in past tense. Okay, and I think it was probably Kennedy. I've said this before, I'll say this again. When you watch her video about when she's asked about Carrie Fisher's death and is Carrie going to be in The Rise of Skywalker, she just went like that. I don't fucking care. She didn't care. The woman has all of the warmth and empathy and human emotion of Iraq, okay? So when you see that video, and I'm going to try and find it, it would not surprise me at all that she kept pushing it back and pushing it back and pushing it back. So they wouldn't have to work with Ford. Okay. And then now she has to do it because now she's on her way out the door, regardless if she gets an extension or not. But this Lynne Hale leaving, again, the woman was in charge of PR for the last 12 years. Social media was under her purview, and look what's going on. Okay? It would not surprise me at all that this is connected to Kennedy leaving because Lynne Hale is one of Kennedy's little friends. Okay? Kennedy, you're gonna see a lot more people leave. Okay? Because this is the time of year when executives retire or they get their contracts are no longer extended. It's the end of the fiscal year. Okay. So you're going to be seeing a lot more of this with Lucasfilm. A lot of people will be going. Okay. And names we know. All right. And names of people that cause trouble. I wouldn't doubt we'll see Hale Hickle leave. Okay. I wouldn't doubt there was another guy who was saying some horrendous things to be about the fans. I wouldn't doubt he'll leave. Now, that being said, I'm going to tell you guys this. We are still going to get some crap coming down the pipe because it's either been worked on and it's ready to go, or they're working on it right now and they can't stop. Just like with the High Republic. There's another video out with Christina, the racist, bigoted hag, talking with one of the racist, bigoted, jackass authors on the High Republic. Okay. It's out there. It's on YouTube. You guys can comment all you want. It's really funny now. They have no fucks to give anymore. They don't care anymore. It's not even that they're desperate. They don't care. And that tells me it's over. Because if they cared, we would not be able to comment on that video. We would not be able to hit the dislike. We would not be able to troll them. Okay, it's over and they know it. They know it's a failure. They can act cocky and pretend like it's a success, but they know it's not. Okay. A lot of really great things going on, I think right now that we don't see, right? So get ready for more names. And here's another thing. Somebody should do some digging on Andy Gutierrez, the host for that Star Wars show, because she's disappeared. She's not anywhere anymore. I have not seen her on now maybe Next week she'll suddenly show up with her fake shit going on. Okay. I don't know. All I know is that she's no longer seen on YouTube. It's that red-haired chick. The angry red-haired cat lady. You know, I love my gingers, but holy shit. You know, sometimes it's like, could you look more like Kathy Griffin? Yeah. And she does. She does. She looks like Kathy Griffin if Kathy Griffin ate a hamburger once in a while. You know. But anyway, I wanted to do a live today because there's just a lot of stuff going on. In fact, for a little bit, a giant freaking robot reported. Well, here's the deal. If it was just him reporting it, I wouldn't give it 2 cents. But because it's someone I trust who told me that last week that Gina was back, back, like the wording was everybody is signed. And when I said everybody, he said Gina too. Basically, I'm paraphrasing, but that was. And there's going to be a lot of people eating crow, okay? Like her bestest friend ever. You know, it really, 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 and you know, the thing about it is these people, in order to protect their relationship, again, with an actor, will smear any one of us to that actor's face. So there's no access. That's what they do. It happened to me with a male action star that I told you guys that story. I've seen it happen, you know, with other actors. Yo, Planet Musk. So the idea that, you know, it would be nice to be able to talk to Gina. It'd be nice to be able to say, hey, what's really going on here? But I know for a fact that a lot of us that don't agree, again, you're not allowed to disagree with these people, okay? You're not allowed to have a different opinion. They're just as bad as the SJWs from, you know, that side of the fandom. If you don't agree with them, they will cancel you. They will go after you. Personally, they will cancel you. Okay? That's just what they do. And it's not just this fandom, it's all fandoms. Okay? Now, that being said, it's not because they're male Star Wars fans. It's not. It's because there's a famous person involved. They want the access so they can get, you know, it's all about power. It's all about politics and power. And, you know, to be honest, these people don't care about the franchises. They really don't. Go, Jack. Come on, man. Come on here and lay down. Lay down. Come here. I don't know what you're doing. So I can see you. But that's the truth. So when I hear somebody say, "Oh no, Gina, blah blah blah," I can guarantee you, she hasn't told them a fucking thing, because I've seen it happen before. The bestest friend ever, thinking that they had the inside scoop on everything and didn't. Okay, and I think she's smart enough to know to keep people at an arm's length. She has to be, all right? Because if she doesn't, it's going to get really ugly. It's going to get ugly. And I think everybody on that side of the fandom is going to have a come to Jesus moment, because they are acting like SJWs. They have tried to cancel other channels that are part of the fandom but don't agree with them. Okay, the drama they cause and all the rest of this. You know, and the drama they cause and all the rest of this crap, all because they want to be the ones in the know, and they want to be the conduit of information, and they want the power. And the power, look, It is not the money you have. It is what information you have. Okay? Information is the key. All right? And that's that. So we'll see. But I think a lot of people are going to be very surprised. And the excuses will be plethora. But it's going to put some people in their place too. It's going to, you know, this is, you can't let somebody who's a fan, I don't care if you're friends with them, but you can't let somebody who's a fan into what your business decisions are. If you're an actor or a director or whatever, you can't. That is stupid. And I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen. All right. And I've seen it to where nobody was allowed contact anymore because it got so bad. Okay. Now that was just all women doing that. Think about that. Think about how much fun that would be if it was all women. These bitches, blah, blah, blah. And that would be my opinion. Anyway, what else is going on? Nothing really, but I do see Gina coming back. If not in Mando 3, in season 4. I do see Kennedy, it could go either way again. She could either be gone outright, or they could be like, well, we'll give her a year contract extension so she can finish Indy 5 and get her awards and her money, and she can go out on a float, and then everyone's gonna be like, oh, thank God she's gone. So that's actually what I envision right now. Okay, I don't know. I want her gone, but if they say they signed her for a year and then she's announcing her retirement, and they have to say something publicly like that, then we party. Then it's over. Then we know that she can't do anything anymore. And it'll make a lot of people look stupid again, which is fine. They can, when I'm wrong, and I'll tell you. But to be honest, it's even if she had been successful, it would be time for Kennedy to go. You know what I'm saying? It just would be. Just my opinion. And that's the simple, honest truth. But anyway, there's really, there was that Marvel rumor, or that giant freaking robot posted Angelina Jolie was signing with Kevin Feige for like a bunch of different Marvel movies and things, and then for a solo project. And I almost had a heart attack because I thought it was Han Solo. Then I looked at the article and it's like, no, it's Marvel. They're not going to bring her on to Star Wars. What would they do with her? Who would she play? She could play Darth Kreia. She could play Kreia. I could see that happening. But anyway, there's that. Really, there's nothing really beyond Lynne Hale leaving. There's nothing really that exciting going on, But then I'm not really like whatever about it. Okay, so I'm just kind of sitting around waiting for another name to show up saying they're leaving. I might go to let's do this. You guys sit here, look pretty. Okay, hold it. I'm gonna grab this, lean you up against this, because then you can't tip over. Let's see what the Lucasfilm website says about leadership. Come on, turn on. Thank you. We'll check this out. It's always good to check out. It's always good to find out what's going on. Now, I said yesterday that I do believe that Darth Bane is going to have a trilogy. And I do believe, hey, Mexican Iron Man, we're basically just talking about Lynne Hale retiring and what it means, and a rumor about Gina that I only reported it because somebody that I'm very closely associated with, who's a really good source, told me weeks ago. And it was on Epic Stream that Gina's coming back, and they got the rumor from Mike Zero. And I'm not reporting it because Mike Zero is the font of legit news. I'm reporting it because a person that I'm close to, who is legit, told me that Gina is coming back. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm predicting that she will eventually come back. If she burns her bridges with Favreau and Filoni, I'm done with her. I am done. This is my thing about her. I wouldn't know who she was without them. Okay? She owes them. She really does. And it wasn't their fault what happened. Okay? So let's see. Lucasfilm. Let's go find out on what their leadership says. Because we're bored. Oh, wow. We've got... The cover is now Star Wars, American Graffiti. There's Chewbacca. There's Queen Amidala. Okay, let's find. And of course, celebrating diversity with the idiots on there. Okay, where is... Okay, here we go. Indian Marion. Okay. Leadership. There's Kathleen Kennedy. There's Lynne Brennan. There's Mamita Sengupta and Dave Filoni. All right. Michelle Redjuan is still listed, so she's still there. She just hasn't. Carrie Beck, who is basically being sat on by Dave Filoni. Doug Chang, I know who that is. And he's not a bad dude. Lynne Hale is still listed, but she is retiring. Yeah, I'm extremely, I'm very loyal. I am. That's who I am. And, I don't, yeah, so this is, I'll show you. This is Lynne Hale. That's her. And it was under her watch that we had the Flying Hidalgo going on. But really, there isn't anything changed so far. I'll show you one that has to go. This person right here. This one right here. She's bad. Rain Roberts, bad. She's also helping develop The Acolyte. Okay, or so they say. I don't think it's happening, but that's just me. So there you go. This is, a lot of these people stayed with Lucasfilm. Rain Roberts is new. Jackie Lopez, I'm pretty sure, was new. Athena Portello, I don't even know who she is. Lynne Hale's been there for decades, but hey, you know what? All the bad juju that happened was under her watch, as far as PR goes. So I'm telling you right now, shit rolls uphill when this happens. And if you're the boss and it happens under your watch, guess whose fault it is? It is yours, okay? So what I think is going on right now is this. Kennedy's either out and they're not extending her contract. Like I said this before, but Mike didn't hear this. Or they're going to give her a little bit of a contract extension of a year so she can leave on her float with whatever, retire gracefully with Indiana Jones 5 under her belt. But with this Lynne Hale leaving, I am going to have to say that they're isolating her. Okay, this is the time of year when people like Lynne Hale retire, and I'll pull up another name. Others like Joseph Cho. I love this. Queen Denchuku. Oh, look. We even have a director of diversity and inclusion. What the fuck? There should be a big red X across that. We don't need that, okay? Oh my God. We have a director of racism and and exclusion, because that's what that really is, okay? Let's set up people who aren't ready for something to fail. That's what diversity and inclusion directors do. That's what that's about. It has nothing to do with bringing in people of different backgrounds who are experienced and ready for the job. It's, oh, you're colored, you're Hispanic, you're Asian, you're black, you're Native American, and you could be 25 years old, just out of school, not prepared for anything. These people will put you in there and then you will fail. And then it won't be their fault, it'll be your fault. Okay, that's what that does. It doesn't have anything to do with merit or did you earn that place, which is bullshit. Okay? Doug Chang has been with Lucasfilm for decades. He is there because he should be there. You go up here and you find, let's see, there's Michelle Rajwan. All right, you find, Dave Filoni has been there since 2000 or 2005. Okay, he, earned, executive producer, executive creative director. He earned that. He is the boss for all intents and purposes. Now, I am going to say this. When we see other people on this list announce they're leaving, here at PC, this is something big time right here. This is Lynne Brennan. She is Kathy's mini-me. She will go before Kathy does. There's the evil incarnate. There's her mini-me. She will go before Kathy does. And that's when we all know that it's over. Okay. We still have to figure out a way to get Pablo to admit he's gone. But it looks to me like things are starting to kind of shake out. Just be ready for when people start leaving and be ready for more rumors. Okay? Be ready for stuff. No, she's leaving. No, she's staying. No, she's leaving. John Favreau, blah, blah, blah. There's going to be shit all over the place. Okay? And to remind Mike, you weren't here when I announced this. James Mangold addressed the Phoebe Waller-Bridge rumor, and it's not true. And he was very snippy, basically said, no, it's not true, and no, he said the Waller-Bridge rumor is not true. We're not replacing Harrison. He's fine. I'm paraphrasing. He didn't say that, but think about it. And don't believe clickbait. Again, New York Post might be media, but it might as well be the Inquirer at times. Okay, the Inquirer does get things right occasionally, like Bill Clinton and Monica Lewinsky. Okay. But it also posts a lot of shit. Okay. And that's what New York Post does. It is a tabloid. It is a tabloid that actually also addresses news. Hey, Matt Piranha. So it's a newspaper and tabloid. There you go. It's about as close as I can get to actually explaining what it is. So basically, you know, it's exactly what I said it was. It's not true. I would say somebody put that rumor in there to hurt the production. And there you go. Okay, there you go. And as far as I can tell, it was probably someone who even the thought of Kennedy doing this pissed him off. And it's to me, it just looked like it was there to remind Kennedy not to back off. So, George is nowhere to be seen on this production. And this is his baby. Would not surprise me again at all if it was him and Spielberg and maybe even Ford himself kind of pulling a political hit job on her. But, we're not talking about the smartest woman on the planet either. Glass ceiling breaker bullshit. Yeah, she's a glass ceiling breaker, all right. Tell that to Lucille Ball. Tell that to Alice Guy Berger, who really, basically was one of the first pioneers of film, excuse me. Anyway, so I kind of wanted to end up doing, because I saw a really good video about Star Wars Underworld. I want to talk a little bit about the underworld and the drug trade in the galaxy. And, you have different kinds of illicit substances. I would always look at spice and glitter stem as being something like heroin. Then you have the death sticks. And the death sticks, when you read about in the history about how they came about, it's basically meth. It's crystal meth is what it is. And it's really interesting that video about what that stuff was. And you're kind of like, when you read about how they tried to ban stuff and, then you had an addiction problem. And it's like, okay, here's the deal. All right, I'm going to take the libertarian stance. Instead of banning it, why don't you control it just like you do alcohol? You've got the license and you've got the stamp on each package, just like they do with cigarettes and alcohol. All right, government's making money, it's being regulated, people know what's going into what they're buying, and, you're basically allowing people to be adults about it. Instead, what they create is a criminal underclass. Okay? And they did that, and now look at what they had going on. They had the Hut Cartel, they had the Pikes, they had the Black Sun, all this stuff going on. Okay? And I'm listening to this video and I'm going, it's just so easy to take away the ability of a criminal gang, their ability to make money. Now, granted, still make money on black market cigarettes, all right, but it's not nearly the problem that the drug trade is, the illicit narcotics trade is. And it's really interesting to me when I was thinking about that, comparing it to our reality. And, they're talking about like death sticks were an urban thing. It was Coruscant, it was all the core worlds that had the big problem with them. And they literally changed brain chemistry, just like crystal meth does. Very interesting. Anyway, I want to talk a little bit about that, but I gotta go watch that video again and make up some notes. Anyway, I'm gonna go right now because I gotta take a shower and get ready for church. So you guys have a good afternoon and a good day. And it's been real quiet except for this Lynne Hale thing. More good news is coming, guys. More good news is coming. So I'll see you guys around the galaxy. Behave, be safe, and you know, have a good weekend.